Radhika Upanishad says Radha and Krishna are just one Brahma. At the final dissolution, when Mahapralaya happened, then everyone goes into the unlimited, you can say, everything, and everyone merges within Bhagwan. And he's left all alone. Tasmade kakina ramate. The scriptures say that he got bored. I'm all alone, there's nothing else, there's no one else. So tasmade kakina ramate. So sadvitiya maichat. So he made a desire, he had a desire, let me be two. Because when there's two, then you can talk and you can interact with the other person. If there's just one of you, people say, I'm so all alone, I'm so bored. So Bhagwan also felt, I'm all alone. So he desired to be two, and his desires are self-fulfilling, so he becomes two. One male, the other female. Radha and Krishna. Both one. There's no difference. Everything is one. Radhika Upanishad is saying, Eka buddhihi eka mana, one intellect, one mind, one set of knowledge, everything is the same. Even akriti, eka akriti, the form is the same, the look is the same. Everything is the same. But to perform divine pastimes, to perform divine leelas, one God becomes two. And when there is only one personality in two different forms, we cannot even think about who is greater, who is lesser. बहुत से लोगों को ये बीमारी होती है मन में कि भगवान अलग अलग भगवान हैं, ये है श्री कृष्ण, ये है राम, ये है गणेश, ये है शिव, ये बहुत सारे अलग अलग भगवान हैं. और अगर पूछा जाए, अरे आप हिंदू हैं, आप कितने भगवान में विश्वास करते हैं, तो कई लोग गिनने लगते हैं. गिनती की आवश्यकता नहीं, क्योंकि हमारे वेद कहते हैं एको देवः, एक ही भगवान है. और अनंत नाम रूपाय विष्णुवे, उसके अनंत रूप है, अनंत नाम है. It's the same God, one God. We are not polytheistic, we are monotheistic. But Sanatan Vedic Dharma, otherwise known as Hinduism, it teaches us, our Dharma teaches us that God is without limits. God is male, yes. But God is female, yes. Both, yes. Both male, both female and female, but neither male nor female. That is a complete comprehension of who God is. God is male, God is female, God is neither, God is both. God is bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest, neither big nor small. This is all in the Vedas, as most of you know. God is this, but God is also that. God is farther than the farthest, He is nearer than the nearest. So, for the purpose of performing sweet pastimes that delight the hearts of devotees, one God becomes two. And they both worship one another. Those sevak, they're both servants, worshippers of one another. Those sevya paraspar, they're both worshipped and served by one another. The most important thing to keep in mind on this Radhashtami day is that Radharani is related to us. She is our divine mother. Shri Krishna Jagantato Jaganmata tu Radhika. Shri Krishna is the supreme father of all living beings. Radharani is our divine mother. She is the most merciful, the most forgiving, the most compassionate mother. The nature of Radharani is she is very, very gentle. When a devotee sheds a tear or two for Radharani, she cries for the devotee as well. And she will leave even Shri Krishna. She will leave her unlimited happiness to run to the devotee, to accept that devotee. So merciful is Radharani. Shri Krishna, we accept Shri Krishna as our Lord and Master, as our best friend, as our child, and most importantly, our beloved. These are the relationships we have with Shri Krishna. Of course, the scriptures say, Mohi tohi nate anek. Ramayana says that My Lord, I have many, many relationships with you. Ansho Nana Vyapadeshat. The Brahma Sutra says that there are many, and in this context, many meaning unlimited relationships between individual soul and the Supreme Soul. But four main relationships: Swami, Sakha, Sut, Pati, Govind, Radhe. रसिक बतावे तो सो चार चार नाते. So Shri Krishna is our Lord and Master, number one, and then going to higher relationships. Then he's our friend, he's our child, and most importantly, he's our beloved. Four relationships. With Radharani, we have many of the same relationships. We are her servants. She is the Swamini. She is our best friend, eternal Sakhi. She can be thought of and should be loved as a daughter, and she is our mother. Never ever can she be thought of as the beloved. Beloved is only one, and that is Shri Krishna. Govinda eva purusho brahmadhyah striya evahi. Shri Krishna is the only beloved, and everyone else he's the Priyatam. He's the one to love, and everyone else loves him. Everyone else is a Preyasi. So Radharani is a divine mother. Many, many people in the world do not know this because they think that Radharani is a gopi. She is a milk maiden. Milk maidens of Vrindavan, they were the greatest devotees of Shri Krishna, no doubt. And many people think that Radharani was the greatest amongst the gopis. But no, she was a Swamini. The gopis worshipped Radharani also. She was their best friend, their Sakhi, but also they worshipped her. She's their Swamini, just as she's our Swamini. So she's not a gopi. She is she rules over the gopis. She's worshipped by the gopis. Some people say that, oh, Radha and Krishna didn't get married, and what kind of relationship is this? Again, they're worldly conceptions, worldly misconceptions, or I should say they take a worldly take on this pure and divine relationship, because there's not husband-wife relationship here. It's just one God who becomes two to show the world what love is all about. Radharani's love for Shri Krishna shows what love is all about. Love is all about sacrifice. Love is all about being unselfish. In love, there's no odor of selfishness. There's no room for selfishness in pure love. So when Shri Krishna leaves Radharani and the gopis at the tender age of 11 and a half, and he goes to Mathura, and he never really comes back, Radharani does not object. She thinks, if beloved Krishna, if Shyam Sundar